Would you pay thousands more for the same car, just with a different badge? Most people do, and they have no idea. Automakers pull this trick all the time, slapping a new logo on the same engine, same tech, same chassis, then charging a premium. It's not just a marketing gimmick, it's a strategy to make you spend more. In this video, I'll expose these badge-engineered cars, and some will genuinely shock you. By the end, you might feel a little cheated or a lot smarter about your next car purchase. And don't miss the last comparison. It might just change how you see certain brands forever. Number 10, 1969 Ford Mustang and 1973 Toyota Celica Fastback. Let's start with one of the most iconic lookalikes. The 1973 Toyota Celica Fastback looks like a smaller version of the 1969 Ford Mustang. That's not a coincidence. Toyota wanted to capture the American muscle car style, but in a lighter, more affordable package. Both had long hoods, short rear decks, and aggressive fastback rooflines. The Celica even had a similar grille, side vents, and tail lights, but under the hood, they were very different. The Mustang had big V8 options, including a 428 Cobra jet making 335 horsepower. The Celica had a 1.6-liter or 2.0-liter four-cylinder, making less than 100 horsepower. It was built for fuel efficiency, not drag racing. The Celica's design was inspired by American cars, but it handled like a European sports car. It had a lighter chassis, better weight distribution, and more precise steering. The Mustang was a brute force muscle car. The Celica was a nimble coupe with muscle car looks. Toyota's gamble worked. The Celica became Japan's version of the Mustang, proving you didn't need a massive V8 to have a fun, stylish fastback. Number 9, Toyota 86 and Subaru BRZ. Next up, two modern sports cars that share nearly everything under the hood. Toyota and Subaru worked together to create this lightweight, rear-wheel drive sports car. Both use Subaru's 2.4-liter flat-4 boxer engine. It makes 228 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. They share the same chassis, suspension, and 6-speed manual or automatic transmission. Handling is sharp. The low center of gravity helps with stability. Both cars weigh around 2,800 pounds, keeping them agile. The main difference? Suspension tuning. The BRZ has softer shocks for daily driving. The 86 has a firmer setup for better cornering. Inside, the layout is nearly identical. The dashboard, seats, and tech features are the same. The only changes are minor trim differences. Toyota and Subaru also tuned the traction control differently. The 86 allows more sliding before it intervenes. The BRZ is slightly more controlled. Performance-wise, there's no big advantage to picking one over the other. Pricing is similar, and aftermarket parts work on both. If you want an affordable sports car with great handling, either is a solid choice. The badge you prefer might be the only reason to pick one over the other. Number 8, Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra. Moving on to full-size trucks. These two are built on the same foundation. Both are built by General Motors and share the same platform, engines, and transmissions, but GMC markets the Sierra as the more premium option. Under the hood, they offer the same engines. Choices include a 2.7-liter Turbo 4, a 5.3-liter V8, a 6.2-liter V8, and a 3.0-liter Duramax diesel. Towing capacity is almost the same. The Silverado maxes out at 13,300 pounds, while the Sierra reaches 13,200. The biggest differences? Styling and features. The Sierra has unique headlights, a different grille, and more chrome. Inside, the Denali trim adds real wood, leather, and a digital gauge cluster. The Silverado focuses more on utility. One key difference is the multi-pro tailgate. The Sierra has a 6-function tailgate with a built-in step. The Silverado's version, called the Multiflex, was added later. Another hidden fact: the Sierra AT4 and Silverado ZR2 have different suspensions. The ZR2 has Multimatic D SSV shocks, which are better for extreme off-roading. The AT4 uses Rancho shocks, designed for lighter trails. Mechanically, they're the same truck. But if you want a more luxurious feel, the Sierra might be worth the extra cost. Otherwise, the Silverado offers the same performance for less money. Number 7. Dodge Caravan and Chrysler Town and Country Pacifica. If you've ever shopped for a minivan, you might have noticed this pair. Chrysler designed both, but Dodge sold the budget-friendly version, while Chrysler targeted luxury buyers. Under the hood, they shared the same engines. The most common was the 3.6-liter Pentastar V6, making around 283 horsepower. Both used a 6-speed automatic transmission. They also had the same chassis, suspension, and brakes. The Town and Country had leather seats, a power tailgate, and a premium sound system. The Caravan had cloth seats and fewer luxury options, but both had stow and go seating, which allowed the rear seats to fold into the floor. In 2017, Chrysler replaced the Town and Country with the Pacifica. It was a major upgrade. The Pacifica had a new 9-speed automatic, a hybrid option, and better ride quality. The Caravan, however, remained mostly unchanged until production ended in 2020. Here's something many don't know. The Pacifica and Voyager are also twins. The Voyager is just a cheaper Pacifica with fewer features. If you see a Pacifica on the road, you're looking at the evolution of the Town and Country. The Caravan may be gone, but its DNA lives on. Number 6. Ford Escape and Mazda Tribute. The Ford Escape and Mazda Tribute were the same SUV with different badges. Ford and Mazda worked together on the design, but Ford handled most of the engineering. Both debuted in 2001 and shared the same platform, engines, and transmissions. Under the hood, they had a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder, a 3.0-liter V6, and later, a hybrid option. The V6 made 200 horsepower and was the most popular choice. Both had front-wheel drive standard, with all-wheel drive as an option. The Tribute had a sportier feel, while the Escape was softer for comfort. Inside, the dashboards looked different, but the layout and materials were nearly identical. Another hidden fact, Ford built the Escape and Tribute at the same factory in Kansas City. Even the paint colors were shared. In 2008, Mazda replaced the Tribute with the CX-7 and later the CX-5. The Escape continued and got a full redesign in 2013. Most people never realized the connection. If you've driven an early Escape, you've basically driven a Tribute. The only real difference was the badge on the grille. Number 5. Nissan Frontier and Mercedes-Benz X-Class. The Mercedes-Benz X-Class was not a true Mercedes. It was a rebadged Nissan Frontier. Mercedes wanted to enter the pickup market without designing a truck from scratch. So, they partnered with Nissan and based the X-Class on the Frontier's global version, the Navara. Both shared the same chassis, suspension, and drivetrain. The X-Class used Nissan's 2.3-liter twin-turbo diesel engine, making 187 horsepower. A more powerful 3.0-liter V6 diesel was later added, but it came from Mercedes. The biggest differences? Styling and luxury. The X-Class had a wider body, LED headlights, and a premium interior with leather seats and a Mercedes infotainment system. It looked upscale, but underneath, it was still a Nissan truck. Here's something most people don't know. The X-Class was a failure. It was expensive, and truck buyers didn't see it as a real Mercedes. Sales were poor, and Mercedes canceled it in 2020, just 3 years after launch. Meanwhile, the Nissan Frontier continued with strong sales. It proves that branding alone isn't enough to sell a truck. Mercedes tried to turn a Nissan into a luxury pickup, but in the end, buyers weren't fooled. Number 4. Volkswagen Touareg and Porsche Cayenne. Luxury meets performance in this pair, but one offers a much better deal. Both were developed together under Volkswagen Group and ride on the same platform. But Porsche tuned the Cayenne for performance, while VW focused on luxury and off-road capability. Under the hood, early models shared engines. Both offered a 3.2-liter V6, a 4.2-liter V8, and a massive 5.0-liter V10 TDI diesel. Later, they introduced a 3.6-liter V6 and twin-turbo V8s. The main difference? Porsche added sportier suspension and quicker steering for better handling. Here's something surprising. The Touareg had better off-road features. It offered a locking center differential and air suspension with adjustable ride height. The Cayenne, despite its Porsche badge, wasn't as rugged. Another hidden fact, the Touareg was cheaper, but had nearly the same luxury features. The interior materials, infotainment, and safety tech were similar. Some models even had the same digital gauge cluster and buttons. In the end, the choice came down to performance versus value. Many buyers paid extra for the Porsche badge, not realizing how much of the vehicle was actually Volkswagen. Number 3. Honda Passport and Isuzu Rodeo. The first-generation Honda Passport wasn't a real Honda. It was an Isuzu Rodeo with a Honda badge. In the 1990s, Honda didn't have an SUV for the US market, so they partnered with Isuzu to fill the gap. Both models were identical underneath. They had the same 2.6-liter four-cylinder and 3.2-liter V6 engines. Power ranged from 120 to 205 horsepower depending on the year. A 4-speed automatic and 5-speed manual were available. Honda didn't build the Passport. Isuzu made both SUVs in Indiana. Even the key fobs and VIN numbers matched Isuzu's format. The main difference? Badges and minor trim details. The Passport had a Honda grille and slightly different taillights, but everything else, including the frame, suspension, and interior, was pure Isuzu. Honda dropped the Passport in 2002 and replaced it with the Pilot, a true Honda design. The Rodeo ended production in 2004. Most buyers never realized they were the same SUV. If you've driven an old Passport, you've driven a Rodeo. It's one of the most well-hidden badge-engineered cars in Honda's history. Number 2. Audi RS Q8 and Lamborghini Urus. Think a Lamborghini SUV is completely unique? Think again. Both share the Volkswagen Group's MLB Evo platform, the same twin-turbo 4.0-liter V8 engine, and the same 8-speed automatic transmission, but one costs nearly twice as much. The RS Q8 makes 591 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. The Urus, 641 horsepower and 627 pound-feet. The difference comes from ECU tuning and a slightly improved exhaust system. Both hit 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 3.5 seconds. Here's something surprising. The RS Q8 holds the Nürburgring lap record for SUVs. It beat the Urus, proving performance isn't just about branding. The biggest differences are styling and handling. The Urus has aggressive bodywork, sharper steering, and a stiffer suspension. The RS Q8 is more subtle, with a quieter cabin and a softer ride. The interiors also share many parts. The infotainment system, digital gauge cluster, and switchgear are nearly identical. You're paying for Lamborghini's name and design, not a completely different SUV. If you want Urus performance without the supercar price, the RS Q8 is a bargain. It's proof that luxury branding can sometimes cost more than real performance. Number 1. Toyota Camry and the Honda Accord. Finally, two of the most popular sedans in the world share more similarities than you think. Both are built for reliability, comfort, and fuel efficiency. But most people don't realize how similar they have become. Both offer a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine with nearly identical horsepower. The Camry makes 203 horsepower, while the Accord produces 192. Both also have hybrid versions, delivering over 40 miles per gallon. Even their dimensions are almost the same, with just inches separating length, width, and wheelbase. Here's something surprising. The Accord once had a V6, but Honda dropped it. Toyota kept the V6 in the Camry until 2023. Now, both brands use turbocharged four-cylinders instead. Another hidden fact, both sedans share suppliers for key parts. Their infotainment screens, transmissions, and safety sensors often come from the same manufacturers. The biggest difference? Driving feel. The Accord has a sportier suspension, while the Camry focuses on a softer, more comfortable ride. For decades, buyers have debated which is better, but in reality, they are more alike than most people realize. Whether you pick an Accord or a Camry, you're getting one of the most reliable sedans ever made. Some cars hide their true identity. In this video, we exposed cars that are secretly the same. If you enjoyed it, like, share, and subscribe. Click the link below to watch car brands that are better than Toyota in reliability.